Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that track. I need to put that back on. That was a good one right there. All right, all right. Let's do this. Shame on you. Shame on you. From the Brooklyn Zoo. Yeah, this is feeling like a zoo right now. What's happening with this AMC stock situation? Shame on you. Brooklyn Zoo. Shame on you when you stepped up to Brooklyn Zoo. AMC Zoo. This place is a zoo, man. I'll tell you. This is La La Land we're in right now with this damn stock. Whole new situation. New rules, new everything. Jersey City, I see you. Huh. HKD. Shame on you. Nathan, what's happening? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Just playing a couple tunes, just watching the show go down. I'm not sure, man. I'll tell you, if anything, I might have. Depends on which one. Let me run through them. I think I missed one for you about Toots and Retail, scooping up discounted shares. It's all fake. Yes, sir. Got it. Unless it's a different one. Looks like you got a, you're watching the volume. You're seeing the price down. It was about 194 this morning. I think you sent this around about an hour ago, it looks like. At the one? Ooh, Spy's breaking down. Should have. Yeah. I caught that. I totally agree. I totally agree. However, that's the price. Yeah, I did see the one that you're talking about. Yeah, I think we're gonna start seeing once the reversal starts to happen. We'll start seeing. I didn't think we'd actually start to ever see this, but we'll start seeing volume in the billions. When this thing really starts to take off, in my opinion, we'll see that billion volume level. Yeah, I should have got those SPY puts. That would have been nice right here. Hit the zone of reversal, 444 major area. It's coming back down to go and retest at the 441 level. Yeah, the candles are crazy. Spreads on those are ridiculous, but if you remember, we talked about it yesterday. This is the situation. I have it marked off. I got my orders in place to buy at the breakdown. We did lose that 250 area we've been talking about. I think I responded to you on that on Twitter as well. And yeah, this is where we're at right now. I'm still expecting the midline of the super macro descending broadening wedge to be tested on AMC. I also talked about on Twitter that we're watching now the larger double bottom setup to come here. This is now considered a full distribution. That was a breakdown of this structure. So after breaking, not having the secondary test of the spring that I was looking for before, after we got the 320, the original 320 bounce, it's going to be considered a breakdown. And now we're looking at testing the larger, making a larger test here on this particular schematic. Yeah, the candles are crazy, but it's going to come down. I posted on Twitter that I'm expecting some things to happen. I can easily see another 25% drop in after hours or in pre-market tomorrow. We'll wake up tomorrow, it'll be at 120, 130. And those orders that I placed, everyone's kind of bashing, saying that it's not going to hit. RSI is too oversold. I'm like, yes, it is. We'll see. You know, maybe they don't know the accuracy record yet by now. But that's how it is with this particular stock. So I don't fault anybody for it. Could you have played puts here? Possibly. But I'm not touching the options chain until we actually get the switch over. I'm staying away from AMC options, calls, puts, anything. This is share time, in my opinion. So right now, SPY should start coming back down. We'll start seeing the rejection off of that major level. Ape also, we've been talking about for the last couple of days that it lost the bull channel now and is now basically retesting last level of support, or last point of support, LPS, in this situation here. So LPS, it did fall under briefly, wicked, and it has reclaimed the bull channel. Again, I do keep after hours on. And it's black into the bull channel, trying to hold and fight to hold that level, but it's under 180. So technically speaking, it has broken the bull channel. Hey, what's happening, Zogan? Yeah, in my opinion, we do have our head and shoulders on the market. As far as Tesla's concerned, I think we're coming back down a little bit. We're going to probably bounce in between the 200 and 250 mark. I've been watching Tesla for a little while now. A lot of people are looking at that weekly head and shoulders, but I'm looking at it as a retest of the super macro descending broadening wedge. That's in also. But I think a bounce in between 200, this is Tesla, I'm pulling up real quick, and 250 before its next move. And I expect Tesla to push higher. Probably start heading into the 400 range very soon. Believe it or not, the market will eventually stabilize, and I don't think it's going to fully crash. It'll probably get down to 404 at some point. I still got my October 404 puts. I exited a bunch of them down at the 430 mark. But in terms of where I think it's going to go, I think it'll bounce somewhere in that area and just basically reaccumulate for another move. It's going to take a little while, but 24, 25, yeah, the market will be fully recovered in my opinion. Lines up with a new president. I don't know what that's going to look like. Hopefully we'll be out of war by that point. Well, not us, but whatever's happening over in the in Russia and Ukraine and all that good stuff is hopefully it'll start to subside, and then from there we can start seeing some differences happen in the markets. But who knows? We don't know at this particular point. But as far as Tesla's concerned, this is the weekly chart. Well, I'm going to pull up the 5-day. Easier to see. This is the idea for the head and shoulder setup here on that 5-day chart. I'm going to remove this now. This was the breakdown that happened after failing 300. It got a bounce. Looking to try and test about 250. It may come down. There's a possibility that it'll probably go and touch this area, retesting again before getting another push back up. As far down as I can see, it would probably be in the 160, 175 area. I don't see it going much lower than that, but it'll be another reaccumulation in my opinion. This will now go from being a head and shoulders to probably an inverse head and shoulders and start to push back up. So you'll get a move something like this, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but this is forecasting it out for several weeks ahead. I'll mark this off as green in this case. Let's do different colors. Try blue, lighter blue, easier to see. So you get this move. We'll probably see something like this. It'll bounce up, hit 250, start to break down, catch itself here in the 170, 165 range, and then start to make its way back up, in my opinion. And then from there, we'll probably see 400. So you get that inverse head and shoulder mark between this portion, this being the head, and then this is the shoulder for the next push. Tesla has way too many. It's connected to way too many businesses to be a full breakdown, but that will most likely be the time the market starts to reverse and start to go back up. But it's a longer target. You're talking about the neckline. You're saying neckline on for 25. Is that on what stock? Was that on Tesla? Not sure what you mean as far as that neckline. So gone. Time is it 2:46? So book balancing is done right now. Let's see what happens here on the rest of the market for book rebalancing being done. We should probably start seeing some more movement on the market. Yeah, I'm highly doubtful. I mean, it's a possibility. You never know with the market. If it completely crashes, anything's possible. But 25 is a long way down. And with Tesla in the works with SpaceX and all those things that are happening with the internet services they're trying to go after, what's happening with, like, there's a lot that they're up to. So the only direct conduit to all of those different businesses that they got going on is Tesla. So it's a lot bigger than just Tesla. It's the car manufacturer. So it's a tough one to short, because again, people have been trying to short this thing down to zero for the longest, and every time they get close, it squeezes them out. Right now, everybody knows Tesla as it is the infinite squeeze. It's been squeezing forever, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, unless something crazy happens to Elon or something like that. I don't know, but for the time being, maybe it might get choked out by Mark Zuckerberg in the ring or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see if they ever actually get in the ring. But for right now, it's the stock is kind of the conduit to everything. Yeah, they are geniuses. These guys are really good at what they do. So this is the AMC plus Ape chart. Just going to pull that up and what I've been playing with on this. And this is my new schematic now, taking away from the the more recent AMC chart that's alone, because now we have to start looking at this thing as a whole. A lot of people are talking about just what's happening on AMC, but now we got to look at this thing collectively, because now Ape and AMC are now the same price. So everything's changed. Let's take a couple things off real quick. Yeah, I mean, anybody who, I mean, personally, I don't know. Again, this is striking fear to a lot of people. Hopefully they're not dropping off, Nathan. But every spot, well, as far as I can see, every brokerage is stating AMC is a buy right now. You know what I mean? And to me, it's true. From a perspective of where it is fundamentally, you know, to me, it's a buy. And it may take a little while for it to get to see the numbers we're talking about, but underneath this area, it's buy time. Tomorrow is the 24th. That's correct. So tomorrow we should start seeing what really happens with this thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see one more big drop down to 128, like we talked about. I got my little spot right here. Actually, I'm about to put a sad face here. Hold on a second, just so I can easily identify it. But I got my orders in place for that time frame as well. Where it'll be the midline of the super macro descending broadening wedge, somewhere right here, which would cause a full double bottom on the stock, which would be from the lows of pre-2021 squeeze. Would be a retest, double bottom, and then start making our way back up gingerly. Yeah, me too. I put in 3 orders, and I'll show you why. Because I'm going based off just orders right now at this point, because now we're out of the realm of TA. After that breakdown we had my TA has been adjusted, has to be adjusted. So we're out of that realm now. We are now in straight up supply and demand, and supply is obviously being artificially created. In my opinion, these are not real shares, and this is not real selling pressure. However, to anybody who's just watching and hasn't been following this thing, it is. So it invites more selling pressure, or invites more shorting opportunities, and invites more downside pushes. But in this case, all I can go off of is just orders and purchases, and where people think actual true price discovery is. And price demand, I should say, is. And right now, that is right at that level. And that's exactly the reason why I have it set up that way. So I'm going to erase all of these indicators, just so we can see everything. And I'm just going to leave simply buying orders. Buying and sell orders. The buying orders are all down here. This is the 23-hour chart. It's possibly even lower. I got it at 128 because I'm going off of a closer time frame, which is a 6-hour time frame. That bounces between 140 and 106. That would be insane to see it get down there, but it's not impossible. I have my order set at 128, 160, and I believe 145 on my purchase orders. But the way it looks like, it's a possibility that these guys are even starting to pull their orders down there to see it possibly drop even lower. So I don't know. There's no liquidity, no buying pressure anywhere in between here. 4-hour chart, 5-hour chart, nobody's looking to buy. And again, big money moves the stock. Right now, it's just being held up by smaller orders, 100 block orders, stuff like that. But there's no big money lead on the tape at this particular point that I can see that's trying to hold it up here, or trying to reverse it, or trying to step in. They're all looking to get this thing at $1. So it's going to be a bloody next day or two before things actually switch up and turn around. So again, this is simply just demand, and demand is all down there. So who am I to, at this point, outside of the realm of TA, Who am I to fight that these guys are trying to buy this thing at the $1 mark? So I set my orders down there, and I just won't even look at it anymore at that point. Because now we're talking about matching the lows of the stock ever when the company is in a fundamentally stronger place. So that's it. So whoever thinks it's not going to drop under 197, they got a rude awakening coming after hours and pre-market. Yeah, if they don't cover here, man, I'm looking at them. I'm actually expecting them to cover at this point. I'm expecting them to cover. I think it's the most opportune time for them to get out. Simply because the price is where it is, and the price is where it's heading. And I don't think, and I'm pretty sure they don't think they're going to see these prices again. Who knows? I mean, I can't speak for them. However, with a company that's improving this way, I don't think that they'll see another opportunity to get out as easily. Now, what kind of reaction and rebound it gets down there, that's to be seen. Can that bring us to all-time highs? It could be the start. The initial covering rally that can happen at that area, at the $1 mark, they would actually be in profit on their short position. Most of them got in 117 or so. They'll probably get out roughly just about $1, and then we'll start to see a bounce back. That would be the true zone of reversal, and that's all they'll get. On the 5-day chart, we still got some ways down to go. We got down to 188. Some orders here, big money orders, but that's about it. Anything other than that, we're going down to that low we just talked about. But there's a nice block of orders here that want to be filled, but most likely it's going to fill this entire thing all the way down to about a buck 08, a buck 05. But hopefully 130, 128 can actually hold. If you take a look here, I'm gonna zoom into pre-January. Pre-January, the buy orders and the buyers that are sitting here in this area, if you look really close, there was a wick and slip down underneath this mark, the lows. There's a slip down almost to about $1.04. It's a very small wick down on the weekly chart. You can see it real quick. But once that happened, you got the squeeze because buying pressure stepped in. This would have been considered a terminal shakeout, is what they call this, a terminal shakeout, or in this particular range, I don't want to use the word spring because I think spring is overutilized, but this is what they call a terminal shakeout, meaning this is the last area where all buyers step in. Then you got a change of character on the volume, where now you finally got this low volume push down. Try to zoom in as much as I can here. This low volume push down, and it finally started to get above the signal line after that wick down here. Once it got above the signal line, there was a change in trend or change in character, and then you got these larger green candles that came in on buying volume, and that's what started the squeeze. Those are the biggest volume days that we've seen on the stock in general ever, and I'm expecting to see a volume candle like that, like 1 billion, 2 billion shares traded in a day once we get down there, and that will tell me that that's covering. So we need to see that some type of a reaction like this in order to start to see a quote-unquote squeeze happening. Right now, we're not there yet. What have we traded today? We've traded 160 million in volume. It's not enough. I need to see about close to 1 billion shares traded for us to know we're at the bottom. It'll be just basically a return to where we started. And then from there, in my opinion, we start this entire cycle all over again into new all-time highs, which will take a little bit more time. The seller's still waiting up here for a reason. Let's see how HKD is doing in the meantime. I went long a couple shares on HKD because I'm expecting it to squeeze to about $10, $10, $11. I mentioned it on Twitter. Right now, it is kind of holding support here, roughly about the 617 level. It did get rejected real quick, but it's going to take a little time for this to possibly play out. It's not going to all happen in one day. But in my opinion, you have a nice flag, nice tight flag happening here. A little bit of a descending triangle, but it's holding support above 617, which is the daily the daily 21 EMA. Still within the bullish dragon pattern. Needs it to break over the 687 mark in order for us to start to see another squeeze back up to $9.20. From there, the sellers are waiting up here roughly at about $10.50, which I'm expecting to see a target of $11.37. Yeah, so Nathan, I'm looking for them to do that. Yeah, between today and tomorrow. So it's you're gonna either see another 25 to 30% dump between tonight and tomorrow morning, in my opinion. Maybe it could turn around here, but I'm thinking it's gonna be another dump, and then from there, high volume on AMC. Zogan, as far as the chain is concerned, I think the chain is going to be shot. So I'm out of all calls, all puts, all everything on. Well, I've never was in puts on AMC, but you get the idea. I'm not touching the chain because, in my opinion, it's all going to be shot. I know they changed the chain names. They added a couple non-standard chain name changes to the chain or the options chain, but I'm gonna steer clear of it until I really see some stability start to happen overall on stock after the changes, after things are all settled down with the split and the reverse split and the convert, all that stuff. I need that stuff to be completely settled in, and then we'll start to see where it goes from there. But as far as I think it'll be held down in that area for a little while. It's not going to just be an instant run. It'll be probably, again, the same thing I'm saying based upon how things make sense to people, where all the dust is settled, and I think you start seeing some basic movement on the stock from there. But who knows? Anything can happen at this point. Let's see what are people arguing about now on Twitter. What's the latest out there? I post this picture of Kenny G's face. It's mad funny. It just made me laugh. I had to do it because I know a lot of people are just really losing it right now. Personally, I don't even want to look at my AMC shares or portfolio. You know, I still got positions on other things, so I'm not paying that close attention to it. But I don't want to see the loss on it because it's gonna look crazy right now. So don't even want to look at it. I'm just setting my orders and I'm running from there. Yeah. Send me up my whole head. Yeah, the chart. I'm still sticking with the chart here for now. AMC plus ape chart. And I think a lot of people are still confused as to how this actually plays out and how it's supposed to work. A lot of people still confused. But in my opinion, this is what we're working with now. It's the 3-day chart. We're still, in my opinion, right now in a dragon pattern, bullish reversal pattern, and we're in phase C. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Phase C off a downtrend. Everything started when ape was actually released. So this ape release here, all this is considered preliminary supply. Sell climax took place back in December. Automatic rally took place back to $10. When I say $10, I'm talking about $10 on the combined value of AMC plus ape. We retested that. $10 was rejected. So on 3 different occasions did we go to $10 and have rejection. Let me put the 23-hour chart so we can see the after hours move as well. So 1, 2, 3 times rejected at the $9, $10 mark. This is, imagine if AMC never had the division between AMC and ape. We'd be right now at $3.75. Just take the idea of adding ape and AMC out of your mind and what the current prices of each individual ticker is, and just imagine if we never had ape ever introduced. This is what the chart would look like from this point. From August 22nd of last year, exactly 1 year ago when ape was released. We're exactly full circle now, 1 year later. So, in my opinion, I mean, what other fitting time would it be for this to start to turn around the other way? I'm just saying. Today's August 23rd. Yeah, it's time to go the opposite direction. So I would look at almost a repeat of this downtrend move. Just flipped it the other way.
See differences today and for a lifetime. Purina One, a difference from day one.
You said back there, Nathan says back then they were shorting because they thought AMC would go bankrupt. Now they're shorting it because hopefully they'll cover. They want to cover. Yeah, absolutely. I believe it 100%. Or else I wouldn't be putting so many, buying so many shares on this thing right now. I mean, I have, if there's ever one stock I've broken a lot of my trading rules on, it's been AMC. I've never broken so many trading rules, but this is now no longer, like I said before, we're no longer in a position where it's TA. It's not TA anymore. Now it's just supply and demand. What do people think it's worth? And then kind of going from there. And those are fundamentals and so on. And second of all, it's because these guys need to get out. They want to get out, but it's probably scaring the living daylights out of everybody that's involved. But let me fix this here actually. That would be like that. Actually, no, that's right the first time. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting. They just want to get out of their positions, but don't want to make it look like they're in a desperation, not a desperate situation. So they're gonna make it move like a regular stock during the day, but at night in that pre-market, oh, they're gonna dump this thing. Don't be surprised if we wake up to a 50% drop in the morning, and then from there it converts. So it'll be probably a total combined value between ape and AMC. I'm thinking we probably start at about $26 once everything is all said and done. So right now the value of AMC on AMC plus apes chart is about $375. I have the bottom of my range here as $280. So $28 starting price, and basically everything would start to come out from there. I mean, hopefully it can turn around here, but based on what I'm looking at, I don't see, like I showed you with the buying volume and the buying pressure. We're basically just tapped the top of this 5-day. We didn't even touch it yet. 190 probably was a start. Yeah, we did touch 190 today, but that was in pre-market. So 190 was the top of this order block. It breaks through 190. Yeah, it's coming down lower. So right now we're sitting at 197 on AMC. Ape is sitting at It's now broken into this order block that's trying to eat these orders up. Ape can come down as low as 130, and we talked about this the other day also. Well, as far as AA is concerned, I mean, as far as him diluting it, I think at that point there'd be an influx of volume. So it would be one of the catalysts. I'm not saying it's going to happen at the bottom. I think everyone's going to like I said before, let dust settle just a little bit. Get everything all done with the split. Everybody get their shares, their payouts, this, that, and the third. When I say payouts, the settlement payouts on the free shares, I say free shares, the rewarded shares for the settlement. And then from there, we'll start to see a changeover. A couple weeks, maybe a couple days, a couple weeks into it. But it's not going to be immediately at the bottom. They're going to strategically do this, and they're not going to dump all 25 million in one go. I doubt they will. But they will dump 25 million as we start to scale back up.
Hey guys, it's Morgan from Two Hot Takes, and I want to take a second to let you in.
But again, anything can happen. Financial advice, just based upon my own experiences and what I'm seeing here, based upon how both charts are moving, we'll most likely see in a little bit. But I expect Ape to probably come down to about 130. It's possible if it doesn't hold 150. So we're steadily making our way down there. Ape doesn't have an options chain, so it's a different mover. But 150 is the next target. If we lose 170, I'm looking at 150. If we lose 150, best believe we're going to the bottom of that order block. 130. AMC and Ape will both be at the 130 mark, like I said earlier. And then we'll probably convert somewhere around $26. Yeah. Yeah, this is nasty right now, man. What can I say? It is nasty. 29 million 2 days ago. Yeah, it's all in preparation for this. I mean, we're still on the threshold list. We're still on the threshold list. We still got SSR turned on and all of that. But that doesn't mean anything right now. They're being allowed their way out. And I don't know for what reasons, but right now the market is allowing them to get out. Well, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, they are on on the side of what they consider to be what's considered to be smart money, right? So they have more access to more details and more information and ways to play the market in multiple ways than we do. Just how it is when you have more money. The more money you have, the more influence and opportunities you can find in different things. You know, we've just something as simple as understanding the idea of the swap market, and when I say swaps and things like that, collateralizing debt, buying up debt and going long that ways, basically making returns on it. There's several different ways to do it once you start to get higher up in the availability of capital. You know, I mean, these guys, all we have is technical analysis and our indicators and stuff like that, and some form of I guess you could say it, fundamental analysis based upon numbers, figures, and annual reports, quarterly reports, and stuff like that to make our decisions. And that's all we got. But they go a lot further and a lot deeper, have influences a lot of different ways when they're dealing with billions of dollars, as opposed to regular thousandaires like everybody else, you know. Yeah, looks like a straight staircase, right? That's what shorting looks like. Shorting is unnatural. Shorting looks like a staircase. Yeah. That's all algorithmic trading. That's not people selling. I doubt any person would systematically sell off like that. This is computerized. It's just like step down, sideways trade, step down, sideways trade, step down, And technically, right now we're sideways trading that again for the next step down, and it'll land us right into the 130s. So 130 AMC, 138, and then we'll convert, in my opinion, $26 opening day. Crazy. Yeah, either that or somebody's got to open up something new, or some company says that they're going to jump in and partner up with AMC, or AMC is or Adam Aaron just buys shares himself. I'm still surprised he didn't say I'm buying shares. And I don't know why. Again, I don't really care for him one way or the other. Not saying he didn't save the company, not saying that he did. However, it's really unimportant when we're talking about just a trade. So in this case, AA, if he would just make a claim or make a statement, say, hey, I'm buying 5 million shares of AMC tomorrow, and actually shows it, puts together a 13F or 13G filing, and they actually go through with it, you'd see the share price change, because of the fact that it shows some kind of confidence in the company for the company turnaround. Let somebody like Ryan Cohen stepping in, and he's gonna buy XY. Ryan Cohen, love him or hate him. If somebody like that or somebody else says that they're taking a stake in the company, sometimes that's all you really need to get the ball rolling in the right direction, especially at lows like this. But I don't know. At this point, I'm starting to feel like everyone is part of it, or at least part of what's happening, or they have to work together in order to get their desired end. So we'll see. Yeah, a market-wide event. It's probably what's going to eventually happen. But I'll tell you what, if it's a market-wide event, they're in the perfectly right place for that to go ahead and exit their position right now. I don't think it gets any better than that, than where we are right now. I mean, we're sitting at lows. Lows have not seen in a long time. Yeah, the GME can go down. I don't think GMD. I mean, it's not impossible. I don't think it's gonna go down to $4 or $5. It can, but GME, I've been saying for a little while now that GME is going to $14, and it's the same concept. GME is in a parabolic arc, and I'll show you the same setup. We're gonna change this song here. I don't know what this is all about. They bugging. Get some hip hop back on. Stop playing with me. Hold on a second. Mariah Carey. Come on now. All right, so anyways, I got the GME chart pulled up real quick, and we're just going to talk about supply and demand. We're not talking about the chart. We're not talking about the gaps. We're not talking about anything. Is it possible that GME can come all the way back down here? I don't think we get down there, but they're down there. Daily chart, here are the areas that orders are waiting. Me personally, I think we can see 16, 14 very easily. Right now, we're already eating at this order block, but it's doubled up. So we'll look at just the order blocks, no TA. I see a double order block sitting in this area. So there's buyers that are looking to step in here for a triple bottom off of this move. And then from there, looking to catch it to push it back up. This is a very strong area of support just from an order liquidity side. I put it on Twitter saying that $16 is likely. If $16 fails, if it breaks through this and we get past 15, $14, look out, because it's coming down to 10. Now 10 is a stronger and older area, and I expect that to also be a psychological area for return. But after you actually cross that digit, you cross the GME threshold of $14. Yeah, $10, $11 would be the spot. But then at that point, I'll be looking for a reversal. Something like that, and then start moving up. It'll be a hard bounce and breakthrough. I mean, a hard bounce. You could possibly even see another type of squeeze back up to $40 before it gets completely sold off to hell. So that's what I'm looking at for GME. But this area, $10, $11, $12 is in play if we don't get a bounce off 14. Exactly what I put on Twitter the other day. Let's go back here. Moving closer on this time frame, 5 minutes. Yeah, longer than GME. GME spent 40 days, I believe, on the threshold list and squeezed to 400. Now, it's not the reason that it squeezed to 400, but I'm not saying it's not one of the reasons. So, yeah, it spent that long on the list. And I think AMC outweighs it by a lot. And I still don't know what GME does for a living. How do they make money? I still can't tell you. So at least AMC has a at least has a revenue plan. Goodness gracious. What does GME do? Well, we look like we're getting a little bit of volume pop on AMC. Okay, this is positive. Now this is AMC plus Ape. AMC is now back up individually, is now back above $2. Ape is now okay. We're starting to see a little volume come into both stocks right now. Let's see what's happening. We are getting a pop on AMC on the AMC plus Ape chart. We are in a black swan pattern, which is a bullish reversal sign. 385 total, so we probably see about a good 6 or 7 cents. It's divided between both stocks in a little bit. Just kind of bullish. Price target number 2 is going to be at $3.94, back to $4. So we could see a little bit of a rally on both going at the close, but I still ultimately see a knockdown back into those lower ranges we talked about on both of them. So we'll see. Yeah, it took a lot of time for these charts. That's part of it. It's part of the misdirection. So how's AMD doing real quick? AMD back to 105, 109. Hold it. It's still held above 100. Very important. It looks like it wants to potentially do a big cup and handle. You gotta remember that AMD, I believe we have earnings today for NVIDIA. If it's not, I believe it's today. Today is, let me make sure before I even say anything here. So NVIDIA can help push AMD up as a sympathy play. So NVIDIA is gonna be after hours today. How's NVIDIA doing right now? I'm not holding anything after, Stevie Steve, what's up? Well, on the other side of Monday, I'm thinking the AMC, which is going to be the only one left, AMC should open up in the $26, $27 range, in my opinion, because I think it's going to be a downside flush, another 25% to 50% drop in after hours. Crazy as it sounds, but that's what I'm leaning towards. It'll be somewhere underneath $30 for the entire stock between AMC and Ape. Ape will probably be somewhere around 150, 135. But right now, we're going to barcode sideways and most likely step down the same way we've been doing, going right into the reverse split. AMC, I believe, reverse splits tomorrow, and then Ape reverse splits on Friday. So I expect a big drop in after hours, a big one, probably 50%, 40 to 50% drop. Well, maybe that's overkill. Maybe 25 to 40% drop. But that's what I'm looking at on AMC. Ape will be coming down as well, and it'll be the last ticker left at that point. But it's barcoding side to side. It's going to stay here until a drop occurs, just like it's been doing for the last several days. And I got my little smiley, little sad face here, waiting for it to get down here. The drop down I'm talking about, down to the 135 mark, we've been talking, will be in the same area. Would be basically a double bottom setup. off of the lows that took place in January of 2020. January 2021 squeeze. So in my opinion, we'll be back down there somewhere. They're going to fully distribute this thing and then start the clock anew again, which would be a retest of the midline of the super macro descending broadening wedge, which has started ever since AMC was basically born into existence as a tradable stock on the New York Stock Exchange. High possibility, Steve. Possible. But I definitely think we're coming down. I think we're coming down, and they're going to start to, in my opinion, that'd be the most opportune time for them to exit their positions. But, you know, hopefully that's where they actually do it, because I got some orders open up there. I think that's where things start to turn around. The only reason I'm saying that, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I think before you got on, is the orders that are sitting here. Order blocks are down here at about the $1 and change mark. They're going to take every opportunity to push this down as far down as they possibly can to test this liquidity down at between $1.04 and $1.30 on AMC. APE would be somewhere probably around $1.30 mark. So $1.30, $1.10, that's about $2.40. So give or take, would be probably somewhere, you reverse that by 10, we'd be somewhere in that $24 range. So Stevie Steve, that could definitely possibly happen. I'm thinking 26, maybe that's a little overzealous, but it's a possibility. But I know there's a bigger drop coming. Yeah, take screenshots. I agree. The smooth moving average, you can see how it's snaked along this. When you break through that smooth moving average, you squeeze. You stayed above it, you mark up. You break down, you drop. We try to squeeze every single time we try to break it again. Either halted or some nonsense took place, which is just a couple weeks ago, we were sitting at $9. $9 about 2-3 weeks ago. Now we're sitting at 2. Goodness gracious. These guys are unbelievable. That is a 75% drop in less than, this is what, the daily chart. 24 days. So roughly 3 weeks. About 3 weeks ago, we were sitting at almost $9 a share. We're now sitting at 2. One move, all in after hours, ran us 100% just to sell it off this low. Crazy. Well, they thought the company was going to go bankrupt. But they didn't account for the retail step in. To answer your question, Nathan. So they just waited. They ran it up, made money to the upside. Retail got involved, trapped them up top, sold it off, made money to the downside. These guys will make money no matter which way they go. Up, down, sideways. They're buying debt. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're collateralized on those. They do swaps. These guys have too much money to not make money. Because we're looking for 100% gains. They're looking for 2% gains, 3% gains. But 2%, 3% off of $1 billion or multiple billions of dollars is a lot of money. 2%, 3% off of $1,000 is nothing. It's negligible. So you gotta understand who we're playing against. And then second of all, they have a responsibility to whoever their their clients are. So they play differently than what we play. We play for the home runs. They play for less than base hits. Just a step in the right direction. Because that less than a base hit, 1 foot in the right direction toward the next base, is hundreds of millions of dollars for them. CBC says if shorts cover or close It has to be before conversion, otherwise the conversion it would cover in double digits. Well, that's what I would like to think, but they're not obligated to close. You know, that's a lot. That's what's going around right now. But they're not obligated to do anything if they still believe that their position is correct, that the company is going to go bankrupt and go out of business. Because if they wind up not being able to raise cash or raise capital or get out of debt, the company will go out of business and they will go bankrupt. So the way it looks to me is that if they hold it down here for long enough, if they can figure out a way to keep it down here long enough, the dilution won't have much of an effect in order for AMC to be able to pay its way out of debt. And if they can't pay their way out of debt, they're going to fall behind in being able to cover their debt obligations. Because, like we mentioned the other day in the stream, is because they are in a position where the money that they're making is being chewed up in expenses. I mean, hopefully the new revenue streams they've got are going to be enough to cover the costs of them doing business. But I don't think it's going to be to a degree for them to kill the cash burn that they're going through. And that's what the major issue is, the cash burn. You can make a bunch of money, but if you're burning cash and you're burning your capital and you're burning your quote unquote war chest that you got, you can't make new moves. You're paying bills just to stay above water, and eventually, all it takes is one false wrong move for something to happen or something that's unforeseen to pretty much take you out. So, if they can find a way to hold it down there, get it down to those low prices, and hold it in this area, that's gonna be bad. I mean, I hope that hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we just get this bounce and then, run up out of here immediately after this drop, and then we just zoom up. I'm still expecting an end style move. That hasn't changed. However, if that's their plan, it can get crazy. So we'll see. We will see. So I got a sad face down there. I'm going to put a happy face up here for squeeze time. That's pretty important as well. Yeah, I like that. And that would be the top of the bull channel. All these orders up here would get filled. Everybody should be back to green. If we get to $35 or $350 post split, everybody should be green. I don't think there's anybody who'd be left red at that point. I don't think there's anybody right now who's green in their position at all. It's damn near impossible. Unless they just getting in. Like, they haven't been here. But I don't think there's anybody right now who's green in their position. There's not nobody. So, hey, we're definitely all in this together now. If we wasn't before, we definitely are now. I mean, people trying to DCA, average down, people running a real strategy, buying cover calls, cash secured puts. Even those guys probably feeling this pain right now. But these people that are sitting here with the comfortable $1 and change averages, they're about to feel it. They're about to feel some pain in a little bit. Everybody in this whole range is going to feel some pain before we start to see a turnaround. Just what it is. So, just a liquidity standpoint, that's where we're going. Possibly $1.02, maybe even a little below. Goodness gracious. You said looking at the last two times. What are you referring to, Nathan? What last two times? How's Amazon? No, let's see, HKD. That's the only thing I'm actually holding right now. I'm out of all my plays. Had some good ones. HKD starting to break down a little bit. I need to hold here about 611. Prefer for it to hold in that area and start to make a bounce, but there's a lot of buyers in here trying to step in. So I'm holding my shares of HKD because I expect one more run to about $11. Ideally, I would like to see HKD hold above 611, 605 being the lowest. If it breaks 605, I'm going to reposition. A real small average. But HKD has the ability to run to like $70. It has before. It can do it again. All right now. Taking the screenshots, good stuff. And Nathan, you're talking about the dilution. Yeah, that's really what I'm banking on right now. Is that once those shares are diluted, AMC can raise some money and start, and they have to say it publicly. We paid off all our debt. I don't want to hear like, oh well, we bought another gold mine somewhere, and which I still don't get. I think it could have been an idea as a defense against a market crash, because gold technically is a hedge for a downside. It might have thrown off the algorithm somewhat, maybe slowed down this process of the sell-off on AMC. However, you know, I can't call it. Still, we don't need to hear anything like that. The main concern right now is to pay off your debt, restructure it, get out, make it public, make a public statement, and then from there, let's turn this ship around. I'm Craig Mack. Yeah, I'm old school, so. Let's see how we got here. HKD, what are you doing? I need you to give, yeah, just hold right here. Hold 611. 611 will be the 9 EMA. 610, I want the 9 EMA. I don't like this 4-hour shooting star. How much time? It's 25 minutes left on that. I need to start to push back above 648 as soon as possible. I don't like that high volume shooting star. $618, a lot of buyers sitting in this area. Need you to turn this thing around, hold support here. This W back up. So 1, 2, breakout. We'll see. But you gotta hold this area. All right, what else we got going on here? Any other plays to hop into before the end of the day? It's 3:35, probably not. Just gonna continue watching and see what's up out here. Yeah, I've been catching up on some of this guy's stuff. He's a little extra for me, man. I get you, but I know his name pops up a lot lately with me attached to it for some reason. But in his case, he's gonna say what he's gonna say. I just caught that just now. He's gonna say what he's gonna say. I don't follow fractals. I'm a TA guy. I do this personally. I don't work for a firm, and I have my own approach to how the stocks move. But he's a little bit, in my opinion, he is a little bit. Don't like the approach myself. I think there's a lot better way to do things, and that's just me. I know maybe you can be cocky or whatnot, but you got to be careful how you speak with people. Videos or not, people are still people. Just my 2 cents.
Even if your team's not in the same place, your work can be. You just need Asana. Asana organizes work, so teams know what to do, why it matters.
Anyways.
How to get it done. Try it for free at asana.com. That's ASANA.
As far as AMC is going, David, I see you just popped on. Yeah, I've been catching up on some of this guy's stuff. He's a little extra for me, man. Let's see. Yeah, well, I noticed that as far as NVIDIA is concerned, all we need NVIDIA to do is have a little beat. So let me go back to NVIDIA real quick. Enough AMC for a day. People are really going crazy right now. I just set my orders and I'm keeping it going. NVIDIA still in the bull channel. Going for all-time highs once again. Tops looking like 442. Yeah, you know what's funny, David? I started playing instrumentals and I don't see any copyright issues. So you know what? I'm just gonna play the music that I like, man. Like this is my era right here. You know, this is where I come from. You know, I'm a New York guy. This is my era of hip hop, 80s baby, and that's that. So I tried to do the I put up the other music that's supposedly non-copyrighted or it's supposed to be royalty free, and they give me copyright issues, copyright bans. So I put this up. I don't see the copyright ban issue. So you know what? I'm just gonna play what I like at this point. If they cancel me, just get ready. I'll probably switch over to what's the other one? Twitch. So I have an account on Twitch as well, but this is just so much easier for me to keep everything in line because I make my AMC videos and other stock market videos all through YouTube. Is much easier for me to use, but we'll see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preem, that's my guy. Yeah, this beat didn't get enough recognition. It's one of the hottest beats I think he's ever put together. Yes, sir. I'm with you on that. Let's see. NVIDIA is still pushing right now. Yes, sir. What's happening, F-Dub? Hey, Shabam. What's happening? I think I'm saying that right. Divine. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Hey, listen. That's why yesterday, if you follow me on Twitter, that's why I had to put that out there real quick. I was like, hey, let me check on everybody real quick because I know a lot of people are losing their minds right now. You know, if they could look, if you could see everybody's faces behind these, these avatars or these profile pics, I'm like, I gotta say something to lift some spirits up because you can just feel it. After a while, you start to be able to feel what everybody's kind of going through. So I had to send a little bit of a message like, yo, let me do a quick check-in on everybody. But yeah, it was something. It's that, and the funny thing is, Divine, is that it's coming down a little more. Don't be surprised. I don't even look at my P&L on AMC anymore. Right now, I just set my buy orders and that's it. But it's gonna come down a lot harder. After hours, I'm expecting about another 25 to 40% drop. That's what I'm expecting. SSR don't mean anything after hours. Hey, send me an email. If there's anything, if you would like to send me an email through the YouTube or also through the Way Up Trading group, Way Up Trading and Investing website. That's where we got everything set up. So if you want to try to work something out, see what you got. Send it to me there. All right, what else we got? What time is it? 3:44. We're going to the last few minutes of the day. Let's see if there's anything out there. I don't think there's any more trades to play. Let me take a look and see. What was some of the big winners today? You're gonna have to look at the link while we're still in trading hours, my friend. Mullen just shot up 75%. Is that right? Thank you, Marv Dog, for letting me know that. Let's take a look at Mullen. Mullen is squeezing. Let's take a look at Mullen, ladies and gentlemen. Out of nowhere, Mullen just ran 75%. Something's going on right now. Let's find out. Oh, we'll get this out of here. What do we got? Mullen, 75% run. I'm just going to the 3 minute. 81 cents. Ah, come on. What are you doing to me? Come on, TradingView. Uh-oh, Mullen is running. Where'd that volume come from? Yeah, it's real. Counseling is probably going to be what's necessary in a little bit. See, really? Another one? F'd up? What's that all about? I gotta go pull that up. Let's see what Mullen is doing real quick, but goodness gracious, it's up 80%. Mullen is squeezing right now out of absolutely nowhere. Did something happen? Is there news? Is there anything? Anybody can find anything? After a reverse split, and reverse split, and reverse split again, and robbed all investors to zero. Ah, Patrick, I know it's tough, but let's see what CEO Adam is talking about. Supposedly, he just put out another letter. I think it's probably it's definitely in regards to what's happening with the split. I'm assuming. Hey, F-Dub, is that on Twitter, or where did you see that letter? Is that an email or where? Mullen is now up 83%. Whoa, Mullen. I don't see anything recent from CEO Adam just yet. But wow, Mullen is going, yo. Mullen got some sell orders here. All right, now it's time to start looking at Mullen again. Mullen just broke the 9 EMA on the daily chart, looking to try to go test the 21 at 98 cents. Mullen can actually probably get back to $1. Goodness gracious, from what, 38 cents? High volume coming in right now on the daily chart. Wow, what a spring. Now that's what a spring looks like. That is what a spring looks like. Oh, CEO of Mullen, not AA. Got you. Thanks for that. What? All right, let's see what that's all about then. Got 10 minutes left in the market. Mullen is running. Ape is down. Ape is continuing to bleed. 176. I expect 170 to break. Yeah, I knew it was fishy when it got to 222, and it couldn't break 222 cleanly. AMC gonna start breaking down as well. On life support, still expecting it to hit 120 to 123. To 128. Those are my last buy orders that I got placed right now. They're sitting there waiting at the 128 mark, as low as the 128 mark, and I will not buy any more AMC at that point. Personally, Mullen. I've only traded Mullen. I never held Mullen. I was able to catch runs on it, sell it off, small gains, just quick flips on them. Well, Mullen has legs to run the $1 to $1.80. Right now, it looks really good. But it's so far under all levels right now. It's crazy. Right now, it's testing the 200 moving average, or smooth moving average on a 30-minute time frame. It's trying to break above. If you see another break above 83 cents, you'll see another push to about $1. So we'll see. 83 cents is breaking right now. Let's see if it breaks 83 cents cleanly. Watch out for 99 cents. Volume is starting to step down slightly. Let's take a look at the closer time frames. Mullen actually just got another kick of volume. Yeah, it's gonna go see 99 cents today, y'all. I'm not touching it right now. It's already running. I took my eyes off of it. It's all good. I love this track. The original Jimmy Page joint. P. Diddy came back, remixed it up real nice. Love him or hate him. That was actually a great catch on this one. This was the Godzilla soundtrack from back in '97. Yeah. What else we got? I'll see about staying off a few minutes. Nvidia is going to release their numbers just a little bit. I'm not going to be on the call. I do have some other issues to attend to after the close of the bell. But let's see if it makes any moves. Usually the moves are pretty quick in the first few minutes. So, you know, we'll see from there, and then from there it'll rebound. But areas that I'm watching, if Nvidia, right now it is on the 15-minute chart, is in what is called a price reversal zone, or PRZ, on a 15-minute chart, but it is also in an area of continuation for a target 3 test at 483, which would be all-time highs. If Nvidia is positive right now, and it looks like it's heading in that way and people are believing it so, especially with volume starting to step up, I'm expecting it to run to 483, which is the all-time high match. If not, for whatever reasons, I'm looking for a dump all the way down to about 445. It'll be big, but it's a 10% expected move on Nvidia for the leading into the earnings call. So we'll see. We'll see how this thing maneuvers in just a little bit. But they usually move this thing quickly right once their numbers are released, and we'll feel it fast. I'm not personally holding any Nvidia calls. I only have a few shares, not a lot, and I'm just looking to hold those long term. And that's it. But we'll see how it goes. I personally don't want to add to my shares until it actually fills that gap. So, I mean, right now it's all good, but when it fills that gap, then I'll consider buying some more. But Nvidia right now is what's holding the market up, in my opinion. Without Nvidia, there is no market. The daily chart, it has already hit its target 2, which is at 451. It is well above the price reversal zone. We tried, every time it tries to drop, as 921 crosses on a daily chart, every time they try to drop it or short it, it finds support. But if it fails this earnings report, it looks bad. Yeah, Nathan, it's going down. I mean, we already talked about it. And no doubt in my mind that AMC is coming down to 128 minimum. Yeah, Devon, they looking sus. That, like I was saying, it's Nvidia. Nvidia and Tesla have been holding the market right now. I mean, that's why I pushed. Right now, sitting at SPY's at 442. Let's take a look at NQ real quick. Yeah, I don't know what to think with this market right now, but there's only a few things that's holding this thing up. It's on like pins and needles. Yeah, I don't trust it. Oh boy. I mean, it's a straight shot up on low volume. This volume here for this move up versus the selling volume. That's all you really need to look at. Volume is what's telling the tale. Sellers are in control. This is what they call a quote-unquote fake pump in my opinion. And there's a few stocks that are causing this to happen. Nvidia starting to come down, going into close. What do we got? Like 3 minutes left here. Mullen starting to sell off. NQ, SPY, it's in that 442. This entire move, low volume push up. Looking at volume, steadily decrease to the downside. However, we're getting higher and higher lows. This is not sustainable, in my opinion. But we'll see. We are still above some major moving averages. And we just broke on the SPY, we just broke the smooth moving average on the 30-minute chart, but it is breaking back down underneath the smooth moving average, which is what I call the squeeze or creek line. Harmonic targets 442.91 is not holding. This is going to be also considered to be price reversal zone. So basically, it all comes down to Nvidia today. If Nvidia fails, I expect us to come back here and start retracing to some of these locations: 439, 437, 433. Yeah, it's gonna keep going down, Nathan. If it doesn't bounce off for 4, I'm expecting 14 definitely. If it doesn't bounce off 14, then it's 10. But 14, I'm expecting some kind of a major reaction, and it can go right to $40 from there. Like, I mean, one big move, one candle, just boom. Maybe that's a little overzealous, but that's what I'm expecting to kind of see some kind of move like that on GME. But GME is going to be coming all the way down. It's a parabolic arc format, and that's just what it's going to wind up being. And it's been a long, a very long period here with GME. But I mean, it's the squeeze that held for way longer than all expectations. I mean, this is a 67-cent stock, and it's been holding pre-squeeze, still holding almost $100. Yeah, that OBV is still up there. It is still up in some major areas. All right, that's the day. That's the close. What's AMD doing? Not AMD. Nvidia doing real quick. It's out of curiosity. Nvidia. Let's stay on for a few minutes here, and I'm gonna get rolling. Let's see. Nvidia is all the way up in price reversal zone. I mean, from a TA standpoint, it can go to the top of the range real quick. 483, 484, real quick. So they had a 3.7 day, 3.17% day. Let's see if it starts to get moving. Guess what time it gets moving. What time is the actual earnings report on Nvidia? Let's move into some closer time frame to see if we get the dump candle happen. I don't know. Again, all they need to do is meet expectations, and Nvidia will hit $500. If they miss, it's going to 280. But all they need is to meet expectations. Let's see here. Divine, you talking about Nvidia? When you say keep it sideways, what are you talking about? Nvidia or GME? Oh yeah, keeping it sideways. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, right now, 5-minute order block is sitting here. So if it's bearish, you'll see this thing disappear in 1 second. They will pull those orders off the mat. It's in at 471 right now. Stick around for a few more minutes, see if there's any kind of indication of anything. I should have been running some cash secured puts on this thing.
With the YouTube Music app.
I just haven't been watching AMC, wasting time watching AMC the last couple of days. I mean, the questions and just a lot of people are really tied up into this thing, man. I really want the best for the stock. And I really personally believe that it's still going to run. And as I'm saying this, Tupac Changes wants to come on. Yeah, I really want to see a change. You know, we see some changing in the stock market for the positive. Oh, man, you got to laugh at this stuff sometimes, man. Or else it's going to drive you crazy, you know? We got to change the way we eat. We got to change the way we live. We got to change the way these market makers are treating us out here. Oh, man. All right, a few more minutes. Nothing really happening. Yeah, if it run, I mean, I wonder sometimes, you know. I always actually feared for them to drop the entire market on AMC during its run. Like, as AMC runs up, they just sell the entire market off, just to drain liquidity. And to a degree, that's actually what we saw. And I was talking about that on Twitter, and that oh man, to a degree, that's actually what we saw. As the SPY was dumping, AMC was getting its run up. So, is Nvidia gonna do anything right now? I'll stay for a few more minutes to see what happens. Gonna have to run shortly. David, you know what? Sometimes, like I said, you gotta laugh at this stuff because it's incredible. You know, I don't even want to count the amount I have invested in AMC at this point. But this is part of it, part of the game, man. So right now, I'm not even looking at my P&L on that particular stock. Just tucked it away. And it'll run when it's supposed to run. But it is going to run, in my opinion. SPY with a nasty bounce off of the 2008 crash line. This is what I've been tracking for a long time. This yellow line goes all the way back to the bottom of the 2008 crash. And it bounced off the more recent drop that we've just had. It bounced right off of it. And then I was trying to push back up. $433. Bounced right off of that line, making its way right back up. Trying to push. Crazy, crazy, crazy time we're in right now. Yeah, not selling. Not selling. And this to the end now. That's it. We are in the twilight zone. It completely just left the realm of TA. And now it's just a matter of just wits at this point. So I hear you, Steve, right? All right, video. What are you gonna do? We got moves to make out here. Let's see here. Curious to see when video goes. Let's see. Just got this email from Cash App. I own 1 AMC share in Cash App. What do you got? Email. Let's see. As a result of litigation settlement, AMC will pay a 13.33% stock dividend on August 8th. Let me see if I can post this real quick. Nvidia is actually starting to make a move, ladies and gentlemen. I'll put this in a second. Nvidia pushing 474. What's happening? Here we go. Nvidia about to hit all-time highs. Here we go, 476. It's starting to pour in. 476 on Nvidia. Yeah, fellas, it's Nvidia is going. Nvidia is going. All right. So there goes Nvidia right now. Does anybody have calls on Nvidia? You're probably feeling real nice right now, but it's a temp. But the thing is, it'd be a lotto call because Nvidia right now expecting a 10% move. I mean, you can count this 3.17, so that'd be 7% increase, or else you're gonna get crushed on options. So that'd be a 7% additional move would have to, in order for you not to get your options crushed tomorrow. So you need big money to come in here. Wow. Yeah, you need some big money coming in here to knock. If you got options, you need to see some real upside. A 10% expected move. That'll put the price at 517. You have got to be kidding me. If AMD goes to 517, you know, the SPY is gonna go nuts. All the blue chips will start running with it. I just don't believe it. So they're looking to crush options here. There's no way that's gonna actually play out. I'm more inclined to believe it's gonna dump. All right, in the meantime, let me just take a look at this this letter that one of the group members actually sent to us. Oops, so I can post it. Let's see. As a result of the litigation settlement, AMC will pay a 13.33% stock dividend on August 28th. The stock dividend will be payable to customers who own settled shares of AMC as of market close on 8/24, which is exactly what I mentioned today. Note, as stock transactions take 2 business days to settle, shares purchased after August 22nd and 23rd will be considered in this dividend calculation, will not be considered in the dividend calculation. Okay, so you have to have owned your shares prior to 8/22. Note, as stock transactions take 2 business days, settlement shares would have to have been purchased on August 22nd. AMC plans to deliver these shares on August 28th, 2023, and has noted that it may take a little longer. Once received from AMC, it may take up to 7 business days for these shares to appear in your account. What does this mean? If you own AMC shares as a market close of 8/24, you will receive a stock dividend payment of AMC shares. A stock dividend proportionally affects both whole and partial shares. How can you calculate the number of shares you will own? The total number of shares will be updated in your app once your corporate action has been processed. To calculate the number of shares that you will own after you receive the settlement payment, follow the math below. Number of settlement AMC shares owned on the record date of 8/24, 7.5 equals 1 AMC shares to be received. So 7.5, every 7.5 AMC shares you own, you receive 1 additional share of AMC, regardless of what the price point is. So those are free. Those are paid at a stock dividend based upon what happened with the settlement. For example, on August 24th, you own 15 settled shares of AMC. Using the equation above, 15 owned shares, which is divided by 7.5, you are entitled to 2 additional AMC shares. You will own a total of 17 AMC shares following the settlement payment. All right, Stevie Steve, well, I've noticed the volume on YouTube channel at my end is very low. Other YouTube channels are very loud and clear. Can you check your mic or fader volume, please? Sure. I'll make sure I turn it up a little bit. Sometimes it can be a little overpowering, but let me make sure. So I put it a little bit louder. Let's go back to NVIDIA, see if there's anything happening. Still kind of holding. This is a little bit, I guess, of excitement prior to the run-up. Ah, boy, I'm gonna have to get ready to start rolling out here in about 2 minutes. All right, guys. Might have to get ready to sign off, but Nvidia's not really doing much. But we just did that reading on the settlement situation, so that clears it up. Screenshot that. Read it back, rewind it. That's what to expect on the payout of the dividend shares, like I mentioned before. Nvidia kind of holding right here. All right, cool, Stevie Steve. I'll make sure I keep these these settings here going forward. All right, folks. So I'm not gonna be able to stick around for the entire setup here. I might have to get ready to roll out. But if you guys are on, definitely. You already know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're already not subscribed, hit the notification bell. I'll be on more frequently, probably the similar times. Do a little bit of morning stream, a little bit of closing screen going into the end of the day usually. I also post my my pop-ins on Twitter, as well as my normal updates on Twitter, what I'm seeing on these stocks. All right. Posting a lot of plays as well, specific entries and exits on some of the options trades that I take on the Way Up Trading Group. Give it a shot if you guys are interested. Got free trial opportunity on that as well, so we'd love to have you guys up in there. We're making some decent money today. I took a couple of trades on J&J. That was up 70%. Took some trades today on, what else did we take today? We took trades on Oracle. Oracle had a nice run before it sold off. That went up 80%. We took another one on, what else did we take today? I'll go back to my list here. Apple had a nice 28%er on Apple. What else did we do? ZOM XOM, also nice 20%er. So 4 plays today, 4 for 4. That's how we do it. All right, guys. So listen, I'm gonna check back in with you guys a little later. Be back tomorrow. And we'll catch up from there, folks. Ain't no doubt, effed up. You got it. And David, I did a lot of learning just from Richard Wyckoff, charting. Did a lot of little research from Scott Carney using harmonics. List goes on and on and on. But a lot of it was self-taught, as well as a couple other mentors that I have personally and professionally in the past. So it's a mix from everyone. But for the most part, I'm more of a Wyckoff-style trader, as well as Fibonacci's, volume price analysis, and so on. But just take time, effort, losing some money, and then making some money after that. But I'm here to basically share what I know, which has been pretty successful so far. And hopefully anybody can make some opportunities for themselves from there. All right, guys. But anyways, let me get going. I'll catch with you guys later. Talk to you soon. Peace.